everybody, this is Gail. Welcome to our Saturday night live stream. We've been traveling and it's been really, really crazy. I have got a humdinger of a story to share with you guys of a memorable moment on the trip. But anyway, let me get in here and say hello first, okay? We've had some people stop by, so I want to say hello. We have had Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man the Hero, come by. And we've had Sparkle by Monica, who said she can't be here for the live, but she'll come back later to watch it. And she wishes me safe travels. Now, Monica, she participated in the tag collab. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop that playlist link right here in the chat room. So you all who are coming in later can check out that live stream collab because that was a lot of fun. Sparkle by Monica participated. Tanya Lambert participated. Valerie Reese and her daughter Fariana even did one together. So there's that link. And let's see, Tanya Lambert is in the house. So, hey, Tanya. Oh, Sparkle by Monica is here. She's not signed off yet. So, okay, good. Good. So, hello to you too. Now, I've just posted that link. So, Par for the Course is here. Hi, Par for the Course. How are you doing? Are you doing well? Y'all, Par for the Course has got this really cool channel all about airplanes and flying. So, yeah, y'all have to go take a peek at that. That's really cute. And let's see, who else have we got? We have got, let me back up here so I can click on everybody's. Okay, Sparkle says, I'm glad you let me know on Twitter because I didn't realize they did their tag together on a previous stream. Yep, they sure did. And Candy the Wee Service Dog is in the house. So hi, Laurel. I'm glad you're doing great. Yay. All right, now Tanya Lambert and I were messaging earlier, and she was giving Archer his first taste of watermelon. Archer being her service dog. So she's giving us an update that Archer decided it definitely was not him. So, okay. Sorry. Hey, Valerie's in here too. So, hi, Valerie. We were just talking about you doing the collab with Fariana, the tag video, and we've got it. So, I've linked that playlist down below. No, it is. It's not down below. It's in the chat box. Well, it may be down below too. Hold on a second. I'm trying to do something online, and this is kind of crazy. Okay, so they have to, I'm playing Match the Number with Google. Lovely, lovely. To verify that I am who I am. Like, my password isn't good enough. Is that not crazy? Have y'all run into that? What do you do when you run into stuff like that? So anyway, let me get back to this. Hey, Sparkle. Thank you. Sparkle by Monica. Y'all, check this out. She just donated $5 for my future Sparkly service pup. So thank you. I appreciate that a lot. So I'll be making more payments here shortly, and I'll have a new update for you. So thank you. We've been talking about the dog, talking about names and all kinds of stuff. Uh-oh, Laurel's allergies are bothering her. Laurel being Candy the Wee Service Dog. Hopefully you'll keep the allergies to the curb. Oh, Peter's reminding me that our most expensive holiday ever is coming up in a few months. Let's see. Sparkle says, "Hi, Candy, the wee service dog. Are you going to be able to get your tag video in? I'm excited to get to know you, hugs." I hope so. Okay, we got a loud noise. Okay, the loud noise is the ice machine. So the first thing we did when we got to the campground after we set up the trailer and I got my internet stuff going, the first thing we did after that was set up the ice machine. So you may hear some crashes every now and then, but that's just what it is. It's okay. You're saying hi. It's in the chat. Okay, I posted it up there. Hey, Fairy Anna Vlogs has just joined us. Now, Fairy Anna and Valerie did their tag together, which was really cool. Really cool. They had some neat answers. So did Sparkle. So did Tanya. Sparkle's not streamed since moving to Kentucky. Gotcha. Well, if you ever do, let me know. In fact, let all of us know so you can be sure to catch your live stream if you decide to do that. Mariana and Valerie Reese have a cooking collab. Her video premieres at 10 p.m. after my live stream tonight. So that's great. Now, y'all, I did start tonight because we've been traveling and couldn't find a place that promises to have steady Wi-Fi. So this is supposed to, we hope so. If I suddenly quit, it's not my fault, but we do have a backup, so I'll pop on as soon as I can. So anyway, they promise. So hopefully they'll live up to that promise. In 4 months. Oh, wow. Gotcha. Yes, I plan to do. That's going to be great. Now, Candy the Wee Service Dog was also tagged in the tag collab, but now you don't have to specifically be tagged. But if you do participate in the tag collab, let me know so I can dash that out on Twitter, okay? Oh, wow. Action traveling and loud noises. I got to tell you, this has been, I have got the most bizarre story for you all. This has been a crazy kind of trip. We've had some really, really fun moments, and we've had some frustrating moments, and I've just had a weird moment yesterday. So we'll get into that shortly. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Sparkle says, thanks, Gail. My rural internet won't hold up for streams. LOL. I don't know how you're doing it. Well, we're at a campground. They promise that they have good Wi-Fi, so we're gonna try it out and hopefully hold them to it. So if not, I can stream on my phone, but I don't know for how long. So anyway, we've got a plan and we've got a backup. And Irene Firehorse is in the house. So hello. I'm sorry, Iron Firehorse is in the house. So hello, Irene, and welcome. And Sparkle says that service dog emoji on your screen is not the German Shepherd looking service emoji I choose. LOL. That's okay. I mean, come on, it's a computer, and the computer's gonna do what they're gonna do. So, but anyway, thank you. It's exciting to see Tech Issues live. No! It's scary. It's frustrating. And yes, they do, Iron Fire Horse. Allergies, yes, they do. And let's see. And Valerie says if she's not chatting, it's because she's knitting a golden hedgehog. And they are so cute. They are so cute. And they look soft and they look fluffy. And Iron's saying, hello. I'm not sure what GIF that is. Sorry, Peter. Tanya says, I know, Iron, the recipe is walnuts and the keto version has almond flour, and I can't have it either. And Candy says that her allergies are making her eyes water and sneezing. Is it just me, or have allergies just been terrible this year? And Sparkle says luxury clamping with Wi-Fi. Awesomeness. These cows don't cooperate in my field so that my internet doesn't buffer. I got you. But it is really nice to have Wi-Fi when you're on the road, especially. But what we found out, though, is not all campgrounds that advertise steady Wi-Fi actually have it. But, you know, you just got to do your best. So hopefully this will hold up. And Peter says, wow, I'm not alone by myself like last time. No, you are not. We got a full house, which is great because I got a crazy story to share with you guys. Iron says, hi, Candy. I suffered from them too. Those hedgehogs really are adorable that Valerie Reese is doing. I totally agree with Tanya's statement right here. No, I'm not ready for that yet. Stop copying me, Tanya. Archer sleeping off Benadryl. Gotcha. Valerie says she takes his Zyrtec every night before bed for allergies. I'm on that too now. It's been a little while since I've had to take it, but woo! Iron's leaving on a 2-month road trip, first week of September, going for 2 months. Where are you getting to go? Are you going to go deep into Canada, across the US? What do you have in mind? Because that sounds exciting. Stop copying my Tanya. Okay. For his allergies, sure. I hate that. Okay, Sparkle's saying that her cousin travels with her 2 girls, and she's got some real Wi-Fi stories out there in the wild. Yeah. You do have some interesting Wi-Fi experiences. And Candy's asking what Iron does for her allergies. And Tanya's saying, have fun. Oh, wow. Iron takes 6 Benadryl at bedtime so she can breathe to sleep. Wow. Second that. Going from central Ontario up to northern Ontario. That's going to be, I hope you're going to do some videos and stuff along the way because that sounds like a really cool trip. And Sparkle says, fun times. Well, the hubby's hollering, so I've got to get offline and downstairs now. LOL. Sparkle on, you all. You too, Monica. Sparkle on and be bodacious. And thank you again for the service dog help. I appreciate that. Okay, Candy says she lives on Benadryl. Iron says, oh, I plan on having fun for sure. And Candy says, see you, Sparkle. Yeah, so thank you again, Monica. And Iron says, it's great stuff, Candy. I would have died by now without them, I think. LOL. I know, right? Whoever came up with Benadryl did something wonderful. And Sparkle sends a heart. Oh, we heart you too. Tanya says she uses prescription allergy medicine. The regular meds don't work, and she gets migraines. Migraines are awful. Can't wait for snow to fly. Well, I got to tell you, I would almost have put up with a little bit of snow. Not much, but just a little bit of snow. We hit 100-degree weather on the trip. It was kind of crazy, just like the crazy story I've got for you guys. It will be the first time I will be able to stop and go whenever and wherever I want. You know, that's the really nice thing about solo female travel or being in charge on your trip is that when you're tired, you can just pull over. You don't have to listen to anybody who says they're not ready to stop yet. When you want to eat lunch, you can eat lunch. You don't have to worry about anybody telling you way ahead of time that they're hungry or telling you that they're not. There's a lot of freedom there, and it can be really cool for that kind of travel. So hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. I can't wait to hear about it. And let's see, Stellar Piper is in the house. So hello, Stellar Piper. I hope you are having a great evening. Aw, thank you, Tanya. But I've still got a bunch, so because I've not been home to use them, so that'll be cool. But don't do anything that's going to put you in a bad situation. So, and Iron says hi to Stellar on the 3. Hi, Stellar saying hi. Yeah, it's amazing, and I like to travel by myself, but of course, without Tomlin, my wings are a little clipped. And I love traveling with my husband. But there's something about going out and kind of tackling the world on your own terms, which is recharging. So, yeah, hope you have just a fabulous time. And let's see, Candy says, yes, I take Benadryl 3 times a day. I've tried prescriptions, Tonic, and none of them work. And that's the thing. We're all different. There's not one thing that works for everybody. Hoping to do videos, but I'm not good at it and only have my phone. That's okay. I think a lot of vloggers are using phones more and more. And as phones, continue to advance, like even for the past couple of years, I think the trend has shifted from this idea that you have to have an SLR. And I've noticed just like, over the past couple of years and coming up into now, it just seems like people are ditching the SLRs to make videos with. In fact, I have a little camcorder that I take out sometimes for video, but a lot of my stuff's on my phone. And there's a lot of bloggers who say all they do is on the phone. So you'll be surprised at what you can do. And Tony's saying, yeah, some meds don't work. That's not cool. Peter's left a graphic. I still can't see it well enough to tell what it is. Stellar says, Iron, I'll do one if you do. There you go. Not it. Same Candy, I went back on Benadryl. Archer and I spent the day at the street fair. I only had to correct him twice, but it was because of other dogs. He got distracted easily. I still haven't figured out how to stop that. I don't know. Other than, when I was working with Tomlin, one of the things that the trainer told me to do was when he started to get distracted was to tell him to focus and physically stand in front of him until he focused back on me and then move out of the way. I don't know if that would work for Archer, but that's just what the trainer said. Every dog is different, just like every person's different. Iron says, okay, Stellar, you're on. There you go. There you go. Peter's got 4K. Good deal. Stellar says, cool beans, let's do this. Okay. 4K is your wife. Loud noise. That is still pretty good. I agree. I'm not leaving until September. Yeah, you're going to have a great time. Just what I like to do when I start traveling is to make a ginormous list of all these places that I want to go see, knowing I am not going to get to all of them. And then I go through and, just hit the ones I can, make notes on them, and move on to the next thing. But I feel like I have this general list and it helps me not to miss things. But there are still times, like we were coming through Birmingham, for example, and they have the National Civil Rights Memorial. So we saw that sign and we drove off the interstate and decided to go check it out. And it turned out to be a really neat stop. But it wasn't on my list, but I took advantage of it when I saw it. We didn't spend a whole lot of time there. You could spend hours at this. It's a huge civil rights thing. And literally, you could spend hours. And there's a park across the street from it. We took advantage of that too. And they have got some really cool statues I hope to either put up a video or a slideshow or put some shots on Instagram later. It was really cool. And the church that was bombed back in the 60s where 4 little girls died, we stood there and I was just like blown away by the seriousness of the situation. So you have the Civil Rights Institute, you have that church, the 16th Street Baptist Church. If y'all have ever heard Joan Baez with the Birmingham Sunday, then you know what I'm talking about. And then across the street is a park that tells more of the civil rights story. And like I said, we didn't plan on going there, but we saw the sign and we just veered off. I didn't have to work hard to get my husband to agree to that, which is good. But, you know, that's one thing, Irene, that you're going to find out with this solo female travel is that you don't have to convince anybody. You see those signs and you just go. So really cool, really cool. So anyway, let's see. Get back to the chat here. Stellar says 2 more weeks, Iron. Yep, September will be here. So not long. Hey, Lynn is here from Over 50 and Fantabulous, which is such a true channel name. And she says, hello, Gail and chat. Happy weekend. It's over 100 degrees here. The cat knocked me over and hit the air conditioner button. Wow, what a smart thing for a cat to do. Oh, good. Make your list and have fun with it. Tanya only uses her cell phone and doesn't edit. There you go. Good night, Peter. Thank you for coming in. And Valerie says hi. Yeah, par for the course. You are so right. I really think that, you know, they can be the best. Because we wound up spending, like, we only spent an hour there because we were trying to get to our younger daughters out in New Mexico. And one of the crazy things, when the bridge was out in Memphis, we drew the map and like the bridge opened like the day or maybe the day before we were supposed to leave. So we went from Virginia to New Mexico via, get this, Jackson, Mississippi, because that's the way it routed us, because the bridge was closed and apparently there was something going on at the other bridge, like maybe an accident or something. I don't know. But so we looked at the map and we're like, this is crazy. So we went this totally new route and had just a really good time exploring different places. You know, Birmingham, we did some things down in Vicksburg, stuff like that. We wound up in Roswell, New Mexico, just crazy stuff. Now, I'll tell you, if you ever go to Roswell, New Mexico, don't do it on a Saturday because the whole town was just jam-packed. So we have to go back to do things because it was just so intense. So, Mel Mel is here. Hey, Mel Mel. How are you? We're good. We're good. Hopefully you are too. Let's see. Tanya says, last week it was in the hundreds, triple digits all week. They didn't even want the dogs out longer to go to the bathroom because it was so hot you could see the waves coming off the pavement. Yeah, now back home, one of the news stations created this infographic which actually shows the pavement. And in some places, if it's like 90, the pavement is up like to 120. Yeah, definitely not what you want to see, especially, you know, when you've got a dog. So, and she says, what else? I know it's a little bit detrimental. It didn't work. Yeah. We're going to have a great time. Hi, Mel. I think so. Please try to get back into the chat here. Please show our host Gail love with this. Yes, definitely. Please do give me a thumbs up. That would be great. I've got something on my screen. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Because that really helps me out with the algorithms. Yeah, somebody's fussing at her phone. I get it. It's awesome. It was a good trip. We had a couple of really bad moments, but we had this really weird one I'll tell you about in just a minute. Let's see. Iron says she's not sure if she's taking the cat Max with her or not. You know, there's some pros and cons. You know, heat in a vehicle being one con, and the length of time you can leave the cat in the vehicle if you want to go see another one. See, or not another one. I don't know where that came from, but if you want to go see something, you got to factor all that in. So there's definitely pros and cons. Of course, it was easy for me to travel with Tomlin because he was a service dog, but there were even still times like I got stopped in the Great Smoky Mountains because they don't allow dogs on the trails, even if they're service dogs. And it's nothing against service dogs. The ranger just said, hey, bears and dogs are kind of natural antagonists, and it's just better not to have a problem. So Smokies, Denali National Park, there's just been some places. The Little Bighorn National Battlefield says not to take the animals out of the car. So, and it was pretty hot out there. So I turned on the rear air conditioner in the van and let that go and made it really, really fast. So pros and cons. Are you going to have the new service dog say funny remarks on your videos? Yes. Assuming he's got that kind of personality, he or she. So yeah, definitely. We're still a ways away from that though. Tanya says, yes, he has boots. I just ordered a new set. I keep 2 sets around all the time, so he's a backup in case he loses a boot or puts a hole in it. Yep. And Candy says, hi, Mel Mel. Love the video of you on the boat ride. Loved it. That's awesome. I have not gotten to watch anybody's videos because the Wi-Fi on this trip and the cell service has been just not very good. 12 cents for a boat ride. Can't wait to see it. Tanya says her friend got through her cancer surgery, which is great, and got home tonight. They said she did really well. They took her spleen and the cancer, but they think she's going to be okay after chemo. That's fabulous news. I am really glad to hear that. Hey, Big Tom's van is in the house. Hi, Big Tom's van. Welcome, welcome. Will do. Iron put off her heat because of the heat, figuring an autumn trip was better. Yeah, the heat has been incredible on this trip. 100-degree days. We've had storms. But it's worth it. But with balance, we just lots of water and Gatorade. Since we're at the campsite tonight, we've got the ice machine. It's going to run all night long. So you just got to do that. One thing, though, that I will say is we're in the RV, and I love the RV, and it's great. But one of the things I miss about my van is the solar that I have on it, because when I had the solar, I could just let the ice machine run. So it'll do, I think it says like 20 pounds a day, but that's over a 24-hour period. So I can just let the ice machine run while I was driving it. Of course, you can't do that in the RV. So sad. Whoops. Anybody see any aliens in Roswell? No, the only ones that we saw were like the ginormous one for like Baskin Robbins, and the McDonald's is kind of shaped to resemble a flying saucer in like the front of the store, but we didn't get to go out and do a whole lot of looking around like we planned just because it was so stinking crowded. We ate at Farley's, which was an experience, and it was kind of fun. But yeah, we didn't get to see a whole lot. Totally understand. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Now, I did see that. Didn't I leave a comment on it? If not, I'll go back and leave a comment. That was amazing. You all, par for the course, took another YouTuber up. They fly. I am not going to give away too much of the details, but it is a fabulous video with Carlos Santos in the plane. Totally fun. And let's see. Yes, Candy, thanks for continued prayers. Hi, Big Tom's fan. Nice hat. Thank you. Yeah, I like the hats because they're fun to wear and they cover up bad hair days. Yeah. Absolutely, Mel. Absolutely. Yes, the heat is really bad with the heat index. Oh gosh, I don't even want to think about the heat index, but you're right. Add humidity to the heat index and it's awful. Girl, take caffeine intravenously. Got you there. But yeah, it was just, the heat was incredible. But you've got, it's weird because you've got different areas and the heat is a little bit different depending on what area you're in. Like if you're in South Mississippi or if you're in, say, Charleston, South Carolina, it's the heat combined with the humidity that gets you. But if you're out like I was, here comes that crash. If you're out like we were trying to get to New Mexico, so that whole like Texas and New Mexico, and we went to Arizona for a day to Petrified Forest. You know, you just dehydrate more quickly than you realize because the heat is there and it's a dry heat and it just pulls it out of you. But the good thing about it is when you have clothes to wash, we have the little Cuppet washer, which has a spin dryer, so it doesn't get clothes dry. It just spins the water out of them. And the good thing about the heat is that it dries clothes in just a few minutes, well before the dryer does. So that was good. Big Tom's van says it's hot in Chattanooga. Yeah, we actually went through Chattanooga. And the day we went through, your air quality was terrible. So I hope it's cleared up. And that's because of some of the forest fires from Canada and out west and so forth. But it was so thick. It was crazy. So are you all ready to hear my crazy story that happened on the trip? Because it's one of those things where you just really don't know what to say. So if y'all want to hear about that, let me know. And I would really, yep, I use the same one in the RV that I do in the van. It's the Cuppet. I also have the Best Choice, which is great, but they're out of it. And apparently they're having problems, I heard, getting parts and things out of China. So I don't know, but it's been great. Yep. Okay. I'm tired and off to sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Tanya. Thanks for coming out. Tell us your story. I will right now. Take care. And Big Tom's van says, yes, story time. Okay, she's saying good night. So here's the thing. I would like to get you all's opinion because, like, I really didn't know what to say. But for the first time ever, we stopped at the VW Slugbug Ranch. And that's a lot like Cadillac Ranch, where you get to spray paint the cars. And it's really a lot of fun. I like Cadillac Ranch. And I do that because it kind of makes me feel like a juvenile delinquent this time, except I know I'm not going to go to jail or have parents to face. So it's also, both of these are in Amarillo. Both of these are right off the interstate. It's the kind of thing where you get off at one exit and on the next. I wanted to do slug bug because I haven't done it before. I've heard great things about it, and it's supposed to be a little closer to the road. And it was. We pulled into the parking lot right next door. We get out, and at the time we got there, we are like the only ones there, which is really kind of nice. The ground is littered with spray cans that people have left, and there's a little building there, and all of it is covered in spray paint. If you see the thumbnail, that's why. Unfortunately, the pictures are still on the phone, so I can't show it to you, but I will be posting some pictures later over on Instagram. But it's a lot like Cadillac Ranch. So we get out, and I'm noticing that the spray cans are out there, but all the nozzles have been removed. So that was kind of interesting to me because I know some people who sniff take the nozzles off. I still don't know why, and that's okay. You don't have to tell me. But we're out there spraying, and there's the little building there, like I told you, and some of the spray cans are on the building. Well, whoops. While we're out there, this group of individuals came in, and you know how you kind of sometimes just get a sixth sense where you know you need to leave, and you know some people are looking to be up to no good. So we kind of started heading that way, not wanting to be obvious, just kind of, casually heading back to the car, when one of the group, there's two girls and a guy, and then there's another guy out in the van, and he has left the van running with the doors open on the van, which was one of those weird red flags for me. And so we're starting to walk back up, and this guy who looks stoned or high and really, like jittery, comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy $5 of weed? I just need to make some gas money." And I'm like, "Well, no, thank you. Really, no." And then he's like, "Well, you can get whatever you want." I'm like, "Whatever amount, rather." And I'm like, "Nope, really? That's okay." And he was just kind of a little, well, let's just say he didn't have the best vibe around him. And neither did these two young ladies that were with him. And they're all probably early 20s. And so we go out. We're just like, okay. And so we kind of walk away. And I've got my camera on the selfie stick. And I noticed that he was kind of starting to follow me. So I just pretended like I was having a conversation with somebody on the phone, even though I wasn't. But it just bothered me that they had the engine going on the car and their doors were open and stuff. So we casually just got into the car, and immediately we're like smashing that door to make sure all the doors are locked and stuff as we pulled out. But I really wasn't sure like what to do. And I'm thinking about all the self-defense moves that I used to know how to do, which I guess something I probably need to do is take a refresher course on that. But anybody has any suggestions for what to do or how to handle these folks? Because he just seemed a little bit too jittery. And, plus, like, who in the heck just walks up to somebody and says, "Hey, you want to buy some weed?" I mean, I could be FBI or ex-CIA or anything, or a cop or an ex-cop, which I'm not, okay? It was really weird. So what would you all do in that situation, or what would you suggest doing in that? So yeah, Big Tom's Van is saying, "Uh-oh." which wasn't yeah, it was scary. It's like, I didn't know like really what to do other than to kind of try to keep an eye on him. But we're walking away, so our back is to them. So, and he was really jittery too. Iron says creepy. Yes. Yes, that was the right thing to do, Gail. And that's pretty scary. Yep. Slab City. See? Yes, lock the doors and drive off as quickly as possible. Which is exactly what we did. But I was like, oh, what if they had tried something else? Because I mean, you're having to walk to your car, and it's not like it's exactly, the parking lot is actually like next door, plenty of space in the parking lot, but it just, the whole thing was just unsettling. Just say I don't do drugs, but I'm also a concealed permit holder too. I am not yet, but I'm thinking about going that route. But even then, there's some places where it's just not legal. And in the van, I have got bug and hornet spray and fire extinguishers, the spray cans. So I've got like something at every door. Partially because I'm allergic to the bees, and I can't do that. I might have offered some gas money if I'd had cash and leave like you did. That would probably be a good idea. I actually didn't have any cash, but it's probably a good idea for me to stick some in my pocket. I can work on that. That's a really good idea. You say, hey, want $5 of lead? I'm thinking about going to conceal right. Yeah, definitely Stellar. I don't think there's any question that he was high, maybe some alcohol, or a combination, because I did get a whiff of alcohol. So, it was, and I know people who were on that stuff are kind of not really easy to gauge as far as their behavior. But yeah, I used to work with the homeless, and most of the time they didn't give me those weird vibes like this guy did. So let's see. Over 50 would have said, I'm good, brother, while steadily walking away quickly. Okay. She carries mace, and if it got out of hand, a spray and run, I'd legally carry as well. Thinking about going that route. Mace, I might be able to do. Pepper spray, I can't do. I was actually warned off on pepper spray by my doctor a few years ago, and that's because I have really bad asthma, and he said that if I spray it, to make sure which way the wind is going, because he was concerned that if I sprayed the pepper spray and the wind was hitting me with it, that I'd have a mad bad person and an asthma attack where I couldn't see. So he's probably right. Mace is probably a good idea. No, but then they know you have cash and will keep coming for more. Most likely he was high. I think so. I really think he was. But I also was concerned about the two people that were with him actually there at the slug bug thing. But I feel like they were up to no good too, because why would somebody be waiting in the passenger seat of the van with the engine running? Okay, Stellar. Okay, she's disagreeing with offering gas money. He might decide to see what else you got. Over 50 has a good idea. Okay, over 50 being she carries mace, and if it got out of hand, a spray and a run, I legally carry as well. So going back to that. Iron says, threaten me with a gun and I would maybe run you over. That's a possibility too. I wouldn't have thought about that, but that's right. Plus, when they're hyped up like that, you really don't know. Stellar says she agrees. So let's go up to par for the course. Nope, then they know you have cash and will likely keep coming after you. That's okay. Good points. Good points. Stellar's agreeing. And Stellar works with street kids. And I've worked with the homeless on various levels, whether they've been in their cars, doubled up, or on the street. But usually they don't give out that super creepy vibe. Iron says she always has a $5 bill in her pocket for situations like that. Yeah, see, I didn't think about that at all because I usually don't carry cash. I sometimes will have a few bucks in the car, but usually I'm swiping my cards for everything. Iron is suggesting having cigarettes is good too. Yeah, I never would have thought about that. It's probably not a bad idea. Par says, I don't threaten with a gun, never brandish a gun. If I pull a gun, it will be fired. And I think you have to go into that with that attitude, or I don't even want to call it attitude, maybe that knowledge and that security. Honestly, I just had a conversation with my daughter, my younger daughter, not Stellar, but my younger one, about that. I'm like, if you can't pull it, pull the trigger, don't pull the gun. Stellar says do not engage and leave as soon as possible. That's what we did. That could be. Iron says maybe they were afraid to turn their car off in case it didn't start. I've been there. Yeah, that could be. Stellar says it's not a risk I advocate taking. Valerie says she didn't get creepy vibes from working with the homeless. Yeah, usually I don't. I did have this one person that I worked with one time, and he was rock solid. He used to come in to eat lunch at the soup kitchen, and he was rock solid until he was off of his medication. And when that happened, he started getting off this creepy vibe. But he also started talking to the guy that was next to him, except there was nobody next to him. So we knew to get some help for him at that point. That's really the only time I've ever been creeped out. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Par, never pull the weapon. Right. Katie says, because hands don't, well, I can't use mace or pepper spray. I keep Lysol disinfectant to clean public toilet. So I would spray the disinfectant in their spray and it would get in their eyes and mouth. You know, that's not a bad idea. And Iron says she doesn't carry cash for any other reason. I live in a city in the poor part of town. And see, I've done cities, but I don't know. I guess maybe you just lose your street smarts if you don't use them. Maybe. Stellar says, Valerie, I don't usually either, but when I do, it's warranted. Gotcha. She's absolutely right, your daughter. Well, actually, I was the one giving her the advice. And she was broken into a few years ago and got her permits and stuff after that. Was already actually working toward that. But yeah. Stellar says, I mean, why are you going to leave the car running if you're smoking? And why offer some rando some of your weed, which is not cheap? Yeah, I don't know the going price of weed these days, and that's okay. I don't need to know that. I just need to know he was strange. You know, and then like later, you know, you get it, this happened, and then like later you get to second guessing yourself. And one of the things that really bothered me is by the time I actually thought to call the police, we're down the road and I don't have a cell signal. And this is probably, I would guess, about 5 to 10 minutes before it was like, oh yeah, I should call the cops. So I didn't have a cell signal, so I couldn't call. So that was that was a little frustrating when I realized it. Then by the time we got signal, 20 minutes had passed, and I doubt that they would have still been there. There were some ulterior motives at play. Leaving is the best and safest. Yeah, we did, but I guess it's more like, how do you make a safe exit? So, and the only thing I thought about doing was, because I had my phone on my selfie stick, and the only thing I thought about doing is just acting like I was having a conversation and thinking I could hit somebody with this, except it's probably only going to make them mad. Iron says she's always street smart, and she carries naloxone too, which is a good idea. Street smart is good. I totally agree. Big Tom's fan, I haven't yet. Hopefully never will. Amen. I hope that for all of us. Iron, more people should carry the naloxone. I don't remember how to pronounce that, but it's what she's talking about is the medication for people who overdose. So, yeah, I think that would be a big thing. Candy says, I get creepy vibes from my neighbor who is a heavy alcoholic that tries to get a little too friendly. But I've never had any bad experiences with the homeless. Yeah, you kind of gotta watch it when they get a little too friendly. This wasn't that kind of creepy vibe though. But part of me was just like, really, do I look like somebody you should be talking to about weed? Really? But the other thing he was just acting so weird. Yeah, Iron says, yeah, it's come in handy many times in life and at work at Big Tom's van. Ouch. Iron says, I'm a good talker too. I think that's part of it too. I think it helps to have that kind of, I think it helps to listen to your gut and maybe also try to talk yourself out of the situation if you can, because, they're not, if you're drunk or high, you're not thinking straight. Yeah, Iron's got the point there. Yeah, drunk people are to be feared at Candy the worst, regardless of status. Yeah, because you just don't know what they're going to do, and they don't know what they're going to do, I'd say you don't, Big Tom's fan. At 6'6" and 250, totally makes sense that you wouldn't have any trouble. There is advantages. There is a huge advantage there. Okay, yeah. I just can't remember how to pronounce the naloxone. Narcan, definitely. I've heard that for years. Good at crisis negotiation. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, but you really can't, can you really have a crisis conversation with somebody who is high, stoned, drunk, jittery, all of the combination? See, I don't know. I was really, I've spent quite some time second guessing myself on that. And the thing is, I never had anything like that happen when I was by myself. And part of it could have been having a 90-pound dog by my side, although the dog was a pushover, absolute pushover. Yeah. So it's just, I never had that happen before. I'm half the person you are, Big Tom's fan. Tom's big fan, sorry. Well, Iron. Yes, you can. I have it working on the street. LOL is right. You did the right thing by leaving and not engaging. Well, he engaged me though. So I was like, okay, we need to go. Candy says she has a heavy, long keychain because her her nerve damage so she could swing it at them. I have friends saying my keychain reminds them of nunchucks that martial arts people use. That's probably not a bad thing to have. Probably not at all. See, all I had was my keys, my selfie stick, and my cell phone. And that was it. Everything else was in the car. And then I'm thinking, like, okay, what if the guy that's in the car in their van decides to like break into my RV because he had pulled up next to it, but just a little beyond the end of it? Weird. So, yeah, that's true. Bottom line, you're here talking about it, so what you did worked out for you this time. Yeah, it's the this time that, and I hope it never happens again. But it's the this time that's kind of got me. The whole thing's got me a little bit freaked out. And although I can walk better with this leg brace, the bad thing is I think that it's also much, much, much more noticeable than the old leg brace used to be. So I kind of wonder now if maybe that makes me a little bit more of a target. I don't know. Yeah, I thought about that later, like after we're in the car RV and we've driven off. But by then, by the time I got after that, when I thought about it, I didn't have cell phone service. And by the time I did, I'm sure they were gone because we were literally in the next county by then. So, yeah. And I guess I wasn't thinking straight too. So, I don't know. It was a weird situation. And I thank you all for all your suggestions and input because you've given me a lot to think about, like maybe mace and stuff. Certainly a conceal. Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't realize that, Stellar. Candy says it's 18 inches long with many heavy metal keychain souvenir pieces on it that could do damage. Not a bad idea. What's the response time of 911? It's definitely Smith & Wesson has a better response time. I have heard before that it's been said that crime happens in less than 2 minutes and the cleanup happens after 10 when the police arrive. So could be. Some areas, yes, you can call cell 911 without a signal. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. One thing I was glad for is I have emergency stuff set up on my phone. If you have Android, you can actually pre-program your phone to send out an emergency alert to specific people. With me, it's by hitting a button on my phone, the button for the where you turn it off and on, the off button. If I hit that 3 times fast, then it sends a message automatically to Stellar Piper and my husband. And of course, my husband was with me, so it wouldn't have done any good. But it sends a message. It also sends the GPS location, and it sends a 6-second recording. So that's helpful, but yeah, I sure didn't know that about calling 911. I'm going to remember that, though. Yeah, par for the course, you and I think alike on that, just saying. It is awesome. Don't mess with Candy. Yeah, I'm getting that impression. Iron says she wouldn't have anyone to call in an emergency. Well, part of this, though, is not just calling somebody in an emergency, but who's going to respond. Because, like, I know if I call my younger daughter, she never has her phone on her. She'll be out doing farm chores and stuff like that, and she will never know I called. So it's pointless for me to put her on the list. So And, wouldn't have to be somebody like right next to you either. Just somebody who can give the cops your GPS and realize you just send them the message. Let's see. And Candy says, just be trained the proper use so you don't become the one who gets sprayed. Yeah, and that's kind of like what the doctor was saying, because I was talking to him about, and this is going back years and years ago. But he was like, yeah, watch your wind, because he said with your asthma, he wouldn't want me in the position of having, the bad guy who's just mad and me who suddenly can't breathe. Not the best combination. Stellar says, Iron, I'd say you could call me, but I'm a little too far away to be useful. Not necessarily, but, you've got some extreme long distance there. No one I know. Calling the police is kind of dangerous in my area. Can't see me calling for them for anything. Uh-oh, that's not good. But, and that is something that we have to face now. And it's probably always been that way, only now we just know it more. So, but yeah. And she says, well, this old fart is about to head to bed. Well, thank you for coming in. I wouldn't necessarily call you an old fart, but thank you for coming by. Valerie says, good night, all. She is heading to her channel. And I think we should go do an old-fashioned raid to her on her channel. So, Valerie, if you're still in here, pop your channel in the description box, okay? Candy is suggesting maybe get a lifeline alert device. It's more than a medical emergency, but safety issues too. That's a good idea. Good night. And popping back up. Yes, I know people far away, but yeah, they can't help me. Okay, gotcha. Hey, thank you, Greg, for that like. I appreciate that. So, yay. And hi, Greg. Welcome to the live stream tonight. And Big Tom's fan is saying good night to Valerie. Good night. Iron's got to go too. Good night. And there's Valerie's link right there. So after we wrap up here, I want us to go hit Valerie because she's just fun. So, yeah. So I really appreciate y'all's input because you've given me food for thought there. It's just weird that happened. And like, I never had that problem before. Even when I was a solo female, travel, doing the van and going to Alaska and back and stuff like that, never. And I think that's part of what like threw me off. But anyway, it's crazy the things we get into. And this trip has been one interesting trip. So I'm going to try to post some photos online about the slug bug, where you can go and just spray those cars, because that's really kind of fun. I probably am not going to go back, but if somebody's braver than me, you can let me know. So, all right. Well, thank you all so much for coming in. Again, don't forget to head over to Valerie's channel. We'll just give her a raid and say hello to her over there, y'all. And thank you, Greg, for coming in. And everybody, Big Tom's fan, everybody, thank you all so much. Y'all go out and have a wonderful, bodacious week, okay? And I will see you Saturday at the regular time, 7 p.m., all right? Unless something else comes up. I'm planning on being home by Saturday. Yeah, do that. Thank you, Candy, for coming in. Y'all, take care and always be bodacious, which means you're not going to let life get in the way of living.